Let's bring out Doug Benson, everybody. Doug Benson.
Oh, shit.
That's right. You thought Emily and Kumail couldn't be replaced by one man.
Don't think of it as losing a Kumail and an Emily. Think of it as gaining a Benson.
You can just grab your hand. Yeah. I was so excited about the tongs, and then
Doug made a beeline straight for the ice bucket, filling up the red Solo cup.
I almost came in a few times before you introduced me just to get some ice for my drink. I've never heard of taking the ice bucket from the green room to on stage, excluding those of us who are not on stage yet.
I'm sorry.
Hey, dude.
Good to see you, buddy.
How you doing?
Hey, Doug, what it is, man? What's going down?
Oh, just hanging out. There was Emily and Kumail were out here. I thought of a good one that You've Got Kumail was really good.
Right.
I thought of Kumailificent would be a good hybrid.
Kumanji.
Oh, I like Kumanji.
It's autobiographical. Their movie. It's a little indie movie.
Yeah,
it's a little indie movie that's
really
autobiographical,
good.
as opposed to a giant blockbuster that's autobiographical. But
It's about a world where apes take over the world, right?
It's inspired by their relationship or how it began. The quirky.
It's crazy how good it is.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. It's really amazing how it's almost like they made a movie with science. But it's still about the heart, though. It's still got.
I can't.
It's still very moving.
Doug,
very moving experience. But it's every joke lands. It's so funny.
Doug,
it's hilarious.
You've never seen the movie, have you?
No, I saw it at South by Southwest, where I'm pretty sure I saw you guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, so it is good.
Your story checks out.
So here's some things that aren't good. Has anybody been watching the Lifetime original miniseries Lizzie Borden 2? It's like a reprise of the Lizzie Borden thing with Christina Ricci, but it's like they did it again. I guess they did a movie, and then I tried to watch it's rough. It's like a sound-alike Black Keys soundtrack. Like they do that thing where it's like a period piece, but it's like dirty harmonica rock and roll, kind of like you woman, go to evil woman, like while they're riding covered wagons. It's like barf.
Dan, are you trying to use all the words right now? Because you're saying a lot of things. I don't know where I'm supposed to jump in or if any of us are supposed to do anything. I don't know when these guys are going to say the scores.
Yeah. Well, I think
when are they going to do some color or some updates?
Doug, just let it wash over you like a tidal wave.
I was wondering when you showed up tonight. I was like, we'll have Doug come in after Kumail and Emily leave, so I'll be blackout drunk and he'll be so high, it's amazing. And then there'll be perfect communication between us.
When worlds could have maybe collided,
but missed each other by a barn width. Yeah, let's check in with these guys.
But I'm drinking just to try to fit in.
Look at these
We
guys.
changed places.
It looks better.
Yay! It's 9:36.
Yeah, we wanted to bring a little bit of flavor to the second half of the show.
You know, it'd be funny. Yeah. We should have done a bit when we found out we had too much show. We should have thrown together a bit where police came out and did a lottery and selected someone for voluntary removal.
No.
And then dragged them off. It would have been funny.
Hey, Brandon, it's only a bit.
Yeah. Until we get to the police car. And then the jail, and then the judge. Ha ha ha!
Did you guys see the thing? It's so funny that it has to be like a Photoshop fake thing, but it was it was like the United app updated, and somebody and it was somebody retweeted a snap of the United app's update where it says new features, drag and drop feature. It can't be. It has to be just a Photoshop bit, but it was so perfect.
They didn't drop that guy. They dragged him though.
Do you guys ever get so angry at society that you actually experience pleasure at something like that? Like just be deeply confessional. Don't fucking high road me, you millennial shitbags.
I will say
value my candor.
I will say that flying a lot made me jump to the. Sure, this guy was being treated poorly, but when they said, get off our plane, and he said, no, I'm not getting off the plane, he wasn't taking into account all the people on that plane were now going to leave 2 hours later, and the next plane that was going to take off when that plane got to where it was going to go is taking off hours later. Like, the longer that guy sat there and resisted getting off, the more people he was inconveniencing through his behavior. Right, but... But you're right. They shouldn't oversell the airplane, but that's what they do. So when somebody comes in and says, you have to get off now...
But they spent that entire time saying, we'll give you an $800 rebate and all this miles.
Yeah.
They could have easily...
They could have kept going higher, but some asshole decided, let's stop it there because we're doing a great job. I don't know why they even try to do that. Like, I don't know why.
Wait, so maybe we agree, and I didn't know.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought you were throwing the guy that got beaten half to death under the bus and going like, why didn't that guy consider the needs of all the other people? I am saying
that when someone with a badge says to you, get off of this plane, unfortunately, you have to get off the plane.
No, fuck that shit.
Because at that point, that's when it's going to get ugly. Instead of working it out,
I think it's
somehow.
important that it got ugly, though. I mean, I think he was.
What they should have said, okay, fuck it, 2,000, 5,000. Eventually, someone will go 10,000, like the highest bidder. They lost so much stock.
Yeah,
by
what if he went?
It was stupid not to just keep driving.
I'll get off for $900. If somebody next to him goes, I'll get off for $900.
Well, Congress set the limit. Congress actually set the limit at $13.50, $13.75, something like that.
Yeah. So start there.
That could have easily been a really funny bit. You had that twinkle in your eye. We're like, $1,300, $1,375.
You were here 40, 45, 45, 50 over there, 16.
But they did have to set a limit because the shit did pop off so much. So the truth of the matter is, they should have had him up at like 12. They should have gone to the limit before.
But he still wouldn't have gone. It was very important to him to get home for some reason.
Shit, I'm sorry. I grabbed this thing. It was because I was grabbing this thing.
Holy shit! What is that thing?
I just wanted to say.
How many gigawatts does that go up to?
Maybe you shouldn't overbook your flights.
Because here's the thing.
Right.
Why is that a business practice? That's
because a lot of people don't show up for flights and then they make that money.
And then they make that.
I don't know. A lot of
money!
people.
Then they make that money with an empty seat.
But they have chosen to regard an empty seat and free money as lost money because that could have been another person.
Absolutely.
And so every Christmas they go, ladies and gentlemen, just to remind you, we do have a full flight. No idea how the fuck that happened. You, motherfucker, your greed, your endless, bottomless greed.
Yeah.
I've been yelling about this forever.
Right, but here's what happens, Dan. Here's what happens when they're not allowed to overbook flights anymore.
Oh, they go out of business because they're so accountable to the laws of capitalism.
No, they raise the ticket prices. It's going to cost us money that they can't do that anymore. It's just one situation got fucking out of hand.
It takes one intransigent Chinese doctor to fuck it for the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
And all the
I don't know how intransigent
this guy
he
likes to wear panties on his head. Like
well,
whatever.
his past has nothing to do with what happened there.
That turned out to be fake. It was just racism. It was some other guy with the same Asian-sounding name, and they're like, must be the guy.
Listen, by the way,
because they hadn't gotten a statement, they didn't know who the guy was.
And I don't even know who that guy was. But the first thing I thought when I heard his accent and he's blood trickling down and he was going like, "Just kill me, I want to go home." I'm like, look, like. Maybe this is also kind of racist of me, or maybe it's like the right kind of racism where I'm like, you don't know when you hold a lottery on the right kind of racism, i.e. consciousness of the possibility of anybody being from anywhere.
They were throwing him off because he was Asian.
Well, no, but I'm saying like you don't know on an international flight. You don't know when you're saying, let's hold a lottery and then let's go up to somebody like. I was like, do we know about that guy's life? Like what trauma he's endured, or his parents, or whatever? Like, he could be from anywhere where when that happens, it means you're fucking dead. Or it's like emotionally, I don't mean like he's like Balky in Perfect Strangers and he doesn't understand. He's a doctor, he probably has critical thinking, but I'm saying emotionally, we could be traumatized.
Balky, Perfect Strangers, anyone?
Yes. That guy also, on the flight, had so many bitty babkas.
We tell people when they get on an airplane that they're going past a threshold. When they walk onto that airplane, we don't tell them, we don't treat the threshold of crossing into that airplane like it's just going into a bar. So you can't bounce people, because when you walk onto that airplane, you are told the entire time, when you're going through the fucking airport. I was like, okay, one more threshold. Past this point, you're allowed to have your bag searched. Oh, this is so important. For 30 minutes before boarding, don't forget, take off your shoes. Oh, 95% of the guns get through in a test, but fuck it, whatever. Hey, we redesigned this to be more convenient to, I think, the TSA people? I don't know. These things don't give you cancer. The guy that built them won't go through them, but he disappeared. Just come to your gate and just do what you're told. And you can't take your business elsewhere because you need to go to a destination, and they have a monopoly. Okay, now you're walking down the hall. Oh, Class C citizens go for Class D+, now welcoming our Platinum Plus Class customers, but not the Global Gold Plus. I'm sorry, sir, you need to go back. Oh, excuse me, this lady jumped in front of me. Sir, everyone's just trying to get on the plane. Oh, well, fuck me for buying a $500 fucking bonus platinum chip to go on my fucking ticket. Whatever. Like, oh, we're class citizens. I'm class. Going through the air vault. Sir, ladies and gentlemen, just to remind you, we're going to keep proceeding to the back of this airlock, so we're going to snap the bags into place. You can't keep your laptop under this. All that. They buckle you in. If they come up to you and say, hey, you've been selected to get the fuck off the plane, I reserve the right, considering how everyone else on that plane dealt with the trauma of watching it the way I would, which is to sit there and go, nice one, good job, pick on someone your own size. Like, if that might be my one recourse to heroism, is that I'm the guy that won't get off the fucking plane. Like, and I don't want to think that I'm inconveniencing everybody at that point. I'm going to be like, sorry, everybody. Thanksgiving must be celebrating something. I know you all want to get home to dinner with your families, but maybe this is Plymouth Rock. I want to see what they do. Maybe the plane will grow a third wing.
What they do...
Maybe they'll admit they're a fucking cartel, and an Alaskan Airlines jet will pull up and have a magic tube go, and half the customers will get sucked aboard, and everything will turn out to be totally monopolized and price fixed. Like, maybe they can drive their employees across the country.
There you go.
Like maybe they could offer $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. Maybe they should. Maybe Hall & Oates should come aboard, and maybe the plane should turn into a submarine. All I know is I have no control over it.
You don't want the plane to be a submarine. That's bad because.
But did they tase that
Airlines
guy?
are too big. There's too much going on.
I know, but like,
the 4 or 5 people made the decision to do that to that guy. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? They were following like the corporate structure of the rules, but they could have kept offering more money. They stopped at $800.
Yeah, they shouldn't have.
They
stopped.
could have kept going, but somebody was like, "I'm going to be a good employee and save the company money," and fuck that person for like not just going to the limit to stop something like this from happening.
It would also be nice if the police officers didn't respond with some sort of corporate hypnosis.
Right. They just came in and just were like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll just get this guy out of here. And it's like, well, why?
So then when he ran back out of the plane, has anyone learned yet what happened off camera? That like,
I think he just found his way back down the jetway, got on the plane, and was...
But how that is an important...
I thought you had him.
They dragged his lifeless body off the plane.
Well,
and the next thing you say is that he got back on the plane.
You can file that under N for not my department. The cops go,
they dragged him off.
Yeah,
and then they're like, my job's to drag people off planes.
We got him off the plane. If he wants to get back on, that's his business.
I love that. It's like Ghostbusters basement. I'll do my job, Pencil Neck. You do yours.
Yeah.
Templeton Peck there.
Doug. It sounds like you have a lot of opinions about airplane travel.
Yeah.
About justice, about the criminal justice system, about the way that we enact corporate power over the paying customer.
Yes.
Also, I think you know Harmontown well enough to understand that now you are engaged in an angry rap battle.
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh no!
Yes.
All I wanted to do when I got up here was not rap. Well, and now I've brought it on myself.
Hey, sometimes a Chinese doctor just wants to get back to Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, drop a beat.
Oh, you guys are groaning because you think he's using the outdated racist slur Chinese doctor, which is what we used to call Italians. That hasn't been a racist phrase since the 1860s. Italian Americans are perfectly fine. We don't call them Chinese doctors anymore.